some of the routes that we run on a regular basis. And I'm going to have you guys, I need Jolander or Ryan outside. And then Ron, you can be my L. You guys will be my slot receivers. So we're going to work on some of the outside routes. The first route is basically a hitch. It's a 6-yard route. A lot of people cut the route off at 4 yards. It's the most basic route you can run in football. It's our highest completed percentage play we run is our hitches. It's 6 yards. You're basically doing exactly what they did at the stance to start, except they're bursting to 6 yards. And as soon as they get to 6, they're going to stick a foot, stay low, and the ball should be on their outside shoulder on the quarterback if it's a really good throw. Okay? We'll go through it a few times. I'll give you the ball snap with my foot. Make sure you get to 6 yards, because typically when you get to 6 yards, you take that step back, you're at 5 yards, we want to get at least 5 yards on the play anyway. After you catch the ball on a hitch, we want to turn outside, typically away from the defense. A lot of times if you turn inside, that's where all the flow from the defense, linebacker, safeties, even the defensive linemen start chasing you. Ron, do one more hitch. Good. Moving to the inside, we'll run our speed outs route. We run our speed outs with our, if we're outside, we'll run a slant. On the inside, we'll run our speed out. Some people call it a banana route. Basically what the rule is on our routes here is while we're outside foot back, we're gonna go 2 steps to 45 degrees. That's 2 steps, goes 1, 2, snap your head right away, and then you're gradually working to 5. All right, you don't want to go 2 and stay at 3 yards. 2 steps and then gradually work into 5. So like I said before, at minimum we catch the ball at 5 yards, get upfield. It's called a speed out because we want to get there in a hurry. That's why we're looking right away before we actually get to the depth of the route. Set, go. And he can even snap his head a little bit quicker. G, you're up. Oh, you're good. I'm sorry. Set, go. Snap your head. Very good. The speed out is different than a 5-yard square out. We'll run a 5-yard square out in different plays, but this is better predicated to use in the quick game. Okay, back outside. We're going to run our curl, which is basically a deeper version of a hitch, except we're going to push it all the way to 12 yards instead of 6 yards. The only difference between a curl and a hitch, at the top of your route, you're still turning in, but in a curl, we want to keep working back to the football. You want to be aggressive with the football. A lot of times, if you just sit there at 12 yards, the ball's in the air a long time, it gives the defense a chance to recover and knock the ball down. Ready, Ryan? 12 yards. Coming back to the football. Ryan? 12 yards. Coming back to the football. Good. Inside, 5-yard square out. Go. The big thing on the square out is when you get to the top of the route, I don't want to see dead feet and no movement at all. And then the burst out, we want to keep it as a quick speed cut as we can so we can get away from the defense. You can do a shoulder fake, a head fake, an instep, and then back out, but it's got to be quick. G. Go. Good. And you'll notice how they don't round that off at all. Okay? Moving on back outside. We're on a slant. Again, with our outside foot back with the ball inside. It's a 3-step rule with our guys. We're starting with our outside foot back, so it goes 1, 2, 3, and then you're to your slant. On the 3rd step, you burst in. Obviously, their coverage can depend on what you're doing. If you're in a press coverage like this, he wants to get inside right away and then get right to it. If you set up outside, it's an easy release for us. If you set up off at all, it's a 3-step rule. Okay, so I'll set up off. 1, 2, 3. He's at a 45-degree angle. The ball should be in the air as soon as he makes his break and hit him right here. We want to catch that ball 7 to 8 yards. We don't want to catch that way downfield. Ready, set, go. Ron. Set, go. depending on the type of receiver you are, if you're a shifty guy, if you're a tall, lanky guy, this whole part could look different. Your 3 steps could look different. It's all based on the kind of receiver that you are, but you got to kind of go into the season understanding that everybody runs differently. They're different sizes, they're different speeds, so their routes are ultimately going to look a little bit different, and the quarterbacks and the receivers have to develop that relationship. So we're going to go back inside. We're going to run our corner routes. It's probably the most difficult pass in my opinion, to complete. We're going to make our break at 8 yards. So he's going to get a vertical release all the way to 8 yards. To me, the most important part of this route is getting that instep, the post fake, and then breaking it back out to the corner. Our rule on our corner routes is our receiver has to identify where the corner is and the safety is, and they're going to split the difference. So if the safety is way in the middle of the field and the corner is pressing, we got a lot of room. If you got a cover 3 corner that's playing deeper and the safety shifted over on the hash, we got a little bit less room. So it's really important that these guys understand where they are so we can get the difference made on the field. Ready? Set, go. And then you want to have your head snapped here. You're not running into it, you're snapping your head as quickly as possible. See? Again, this is a corner route. Set, go. You'll notice these guys, when they're running, they're staying low. When they're on their breaks, their hips stay low. They don't ever pop up and run. Everything is staying low, giving the impression that they're always going vertical. As soon as you pop up as a receiver and start running, it's basically an indicator saying that you're going to stop and the defense can throttle down and react a little bit quicker to you. And then we'll go back outside and run our fade routes. One of the most common routes that you can hear, but when we run our fade routes, we have something called a mandatory outside release rule with very little exceptions. All that means is we want to get an outside release no matter where the defense is aligned on you. It's easy to get an outside release here, or if he's playing you off. It's real hard to get an outside release if they're playing you an outside shade. But you have to attach their outside shoulder and really work that outside release. But the rule is we get our outside release, we snap our head at 6 yards. You get vertical, snap your head at 6 yards, and then you stay on path. All right? We don't want to drift all the way out of bounds. Otherwise, the quarterback doesn't have any room to throw us the football. Okay? Set, go. Notice how he snapped his head at 6 yards, Ron? Set, go. And as your quarterbacks develop, they'll understand how fast they are, where the receivers are the best catching the ball. But when you get up to the high school, the varsity level, we throw our fades differently based on the coverage that we see. If we get a cover 2 corner or a press corner or a cover 4 corner, it all changes how we're going to throw the ball. Back inside, back outside real quick to the fade. We have what we call a no-fly zone. It's basically the last 5 yards from out of bounds to basically inside the numbers, because that's the area we don't want to be running in. When we get our outside release, we want to stay vertical, and we want to stay out of that no-fly zone, because as soon as you get in there, that reduces the space that the quarterback has to throw it. And then it makes a very difficult throw for them. But if the quarterback throws it there and you're out of there, that's why it's called a fade, because then you can fade and drift and catch the football there. Back inside, we run our 10-yard out. Same thing as a 5-yard out. Obviously, we're moving it to 10 yards. Everything's the same though. Stay low on your brakes, and then you're bursting out at 10 yards. Ready? Set, go. And we'd like to maintain that speed and use less steps to get short and choppy to stop. We go from full speed to stopping on a dime. See? Set, go.